Can you just tell us a bit about what life was like before we started working together?
It was a completely different shift to then building a team fully booked. It was completely different.
What was it when you were discounting your service on Meta? What made you realise that something needed to change?
We've just found that the Facebook ads, were just bringing in these low value clients, and we were like, right, we need the clients that are committed, really care about their hair and they're really wanting to invest.
What has changed for you personally as a business owner versus where you were before we started working together? Like, what's changed in your personal life?
I could deep dive into a lot of like where that kind of changed and shifted and stuff, but I won't kind of go too deep. But basically...
Welcome to Diary of the Search Queen, the go-to podcast for salon owners ready to ditch the algorithm and get found by their dream clients on Google. I'm Sonja Pototzki-Raymond, aka Sonja the Search Queen, founder of The Search Republic, and after helping salons generate millions in client bookings, I'm here to show you how to create a reliable, low-stress lead flow without living on your phone. Ready to stop chasing and start filling chairs with ease? Let's go.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Diary of the Search Queen. I have the honour of having my beautiful client Kerry from Coastal Blondes. She's the co-owner of Coastal Blondes and she's here with me today to talk all things salon, owner, results, how her business started and all the things. So Kerry, thank you so much for being here. So you are an incredible stylist. So I can't do everything that you've done justice. So in your own words, tell us all about you and how you got into hair, how your business started, all of the things. I'm so excited to hear this.
Starting how I got into hairdressing, I think ever since I was a little girl, I was always plaiting the tails of my little ponies, and I'd always have like one of those little mannequin heads, and I'd just always be making hairstyles. And then I did dance when I was younger, and then we always had to have her hair braided, so I learned how to braid hair when I was like 12, and then I actually started offering it to girls in school, and I'd be like, oh, I can do one braid for £1, or I can do 2 braids for £2 and things like that. So I've just kind of always got into it. And then obviously I was just like, oh, well, let's just do this as a job. So, and I like the idea that it's creative, you're not just sat at a desk all day. And then it also just opens, there's so many opportunities in hairdressing, not just, standing behind the chair and just doing hair all day. So I got to work on the cruise ships as well and travel the world doing that, which was amazing. And then that obviously opened the door for me to be able to emigrate to Australia as well. So that's kind of how I got into hairdressing. And then I think
Coastal Blondes isn't running that long either, though. You and Christine have done an incredible job in 5 years.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think like coming from the UK, I was always just in the mindset you're just employed. Like you just get a job. You've got job security, that's kind of always been my mindset. But moving to Australia, it kind of shifted a little bit. But I was employed for 4.5 years with this great salon and really enjoyed the opportunities that I had there. But I just felt like I couldn't spread my wings anymore. I kind of hit the ceiling of where I could go. And then Christina, my co-owner, who used to actually be my manager at that salon, was just like, right, I want to open a salon and I want you to do it with me. And I was just like, oh, okay. Not really thought about it before. And this was actually just before COVID, and it all kind of happened as COVID happened. So I was kind of like, right, I'm not ready to like go self-employed when this pandemic's happened. So I kind of wanted to just stay safe while we were figuring that out. And then in Queensland, salons never shut. We never had a lockdown or anything like that. We were essential workers, I suppose, back then. So we were just so busy, and and it actually gave me a different perspective of hairdressing as well, that like we're so valued. Like people need their hair doing, and it's not just about the hair, it's about how it makes you feel. And it definitely made me change my perspective on my job and actually how important it is. So anyway, long story short, we opened this salon October 2020, and it was just me and Christina, and we were kind of just working for ourselves, really. We were just like building up our own clientele. We were renting a space together. And then within a year, we were both just fully booked. We were like, okay, well, what's next? So then we decided to, build a team. And 4 years later, we've expanded into the space next door. So from 8 chairs, we're now 17 chairs. And from just the 2 of us, there's 11 of us now. So
that's incredible. Honestly,
really
that's just fascinating. Like that's fantastic growth that you've seen there. And Kerry, I'm just going to ask you a few questions just with regards to your own salon owner journey, like, so, and obviously working with us as well. So can you take us back to what life was like in the salon before we started working together, and what has happened behind the scenes? I know you've been very vocal about discounting your services on Meta and struggling with your bookings and all that. So can you just tell us a bit about what life was like before we started working together?
Again, me and Christine were able to build our clientele really easily. I don't know whether it's just from experience or, when you're just super passionate and you're self-employed, you kind of like, you have to make it work, right? So you do everything you can to get yourself fully booked. So it was a completely different shift to then building a team fully booked. It was completely different strategy, I suppose. So that's then when we did need a little bit of help from marketing. So we actually used our business coaches side business in Meta marketing, so in your Facebook ads. And we've been using them for a few years. And the idea behind that is that you're offering them a discounted service to obviously entice them in, get them in your chair. And obviously the idea is that you then convert them into long-term clients.
And your current team, Kerry, they weren't at capacity though? Like your current team, they weren't at capacity when we first started working together? Like you had a lot of empty capacity as well?
Yeah, I think what it is, it's when we kind of hire a new stylist, that's then where we kind of need the marketing to really step up to fill that new stylist. So we're always wanting to grow and expand our team. So it's when we kind of have those new stylists, and we've had a bit of a changeover on staff. It's very, very common in the hairdressing industry. So it's kind of, when one staff leaves, you've just kind of got to rebuild again someone else and things like that. So we kind of always got some empty seats, but it's more so because we've always got like that new staff member that we're trying to fill. But generally,
of course, and obviously your Google campaign is filling that capacity. Yeah. And what we've been doing with Google, because we've obviously been just off our report meeting and the results are incredible. So it's like, so I know that when we first started working together, you mentioned that, you were discounting your services on Meta because you had that empty capacity. So it's lovely to actually see that your capacity become a lot more fuller, especially with those new stylists coming through the doors. Lovely to hear that. And what was it when you were discounting your services on Meta? What made you realize that something needed to change?
So they were low value clients. So we just found that these clients, not all of them, like majority of them are looking for a deal. They see the deal, they come in, they get the deal. They're just, they want the minimal thing because they want it at the cheapest price, and they wouldn't rebook. They weren't the long-term committed people.
Which is retention.
Again, there's a small percentage that were, which were great, but as we've evolved and grew our business, we've also really got into hair extensions. So obviously they are more of a premium service. They are that little bit more expensive, and obviously it's for people who really want to change their look and really enhance their self. And we've just found that the Facebook ads were just bringing in these low value clients, and we were like, right, we need the clients that are committed and really care about their hair and they're really wanting to invest. That's where we were like, okay, that's where the Meta ads are kind of like failing us in a way.
Absolutely. And that has changed now?
Yes. So since now we've been working with you in May, I think we started, wasn't it?
It was not that long ago.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's in the background. You don't know it's happening, but all of a sudden we just started getting, clients booking in for hair extension consultations, and they're booking for a colour, but then they'd want to talk about hair extensions. So it was just like the quality of clients that were coming in and the online bookings that we were getting. Like again, the quality of those clients were just so much better. And the ideal client that we're wanting in the door, really.
And that must have been the most surprising thing for you when you're looking at all of your marketing. It's like all of a sudden you're getting your dream client coming through the door, which is very different from your campaign.
And it's kind of happening behind the scenes. And I don't know, like, obviously I know what it is. I know it's you guys that's doing it for us, but like, I'm not actually doing anything. It's just like,
of course. And then you get that time back as well, because you don't have to be worrying about where your next lead or sale is coming from or when the next bums on seats are coming. And in terms of the tangible results that you're actually seeing since we've implemented, obviously, the salon scaling system with yourself, like in terms of SEO, Google Ads, everything that we do with you, like what has been the most notable tangible change that you've seen, like in terms of like your stylists, where they're not like standing around anymore? Like what is the most noticeable? Is it the luxury extensions or what is it?
docket value of the client is more. So again, because they're coming in, they're paying for a full price service, not a discounted service. And then they're also, our rebooking rates got better because again, they're a client that's, you know, invested in their hair and invested in the long game and want to find, you know, that trusted hairstylist that they can stay with. So I think that's more so what we found, because I think with having the meta ads, we were always busy, but again, it was like with discounted services. So it's kind of like we don't have to be working harder now. We can be working smarter.
Yeah.
So it's just, again, you're getting the more enjoyable clients coming in because they want to listen and they want to have the advice from you and they want to learn from you, and they also want to maintain, you know, their hair at home with the correct home care. And again, they're asking more about hair extensions and again, it's just we're getting that dream client in, so then we're enjoying our work because we've got the dream client coming in as well. So it's just like happy
100%.
all
and
around.
have your stylists, your team, been like reporting back that they're like, oh my god, can we have more of these clients, please? Is that what you're hearing? Is that the feedback you're getting?
Especially with the hair extensions, because again, that's we've started getting more of stylists that enjoy hair extensions as well. So, and we also offer a good commission for our stylists for hair extensions. So, you know, it's in their best interest. One, it's something that they enjoy and they're passionate about, but also it's something they get rewarded with as well. So it's happy, you know, they're happy, we're happy, the clients are happy. So yeah.
I love that.
Quick break. If you're a salon owner, sick of posting every day with nothing to show for it, or you're staring at the gaps in the books again next week, well, we can help. So book a free call with my team using the link in the show notes, and let's map out a Google strategy that brings in dream clients without the daily hustle. Now, back to the episode.
Tell me, what has changed for you personally as a business owner versus where you were before we started working together? Like, what's changed in your personal life? Like, in terms of being a business owner, managing a salon, based on where you were at? Like, what's changed and what's shifted?
Well, I could deep dive into a lot of like where that kind of changed and shifted and stuff, but I won't kind of go too deep. But basically, when me and Christina first started the business, we were just sole traders, and we typically just rented a chair. And anyway, long story short, I just went through a personal health situation and I just come to burnout, and I actually had to stop work because I couldn't physically move. I was bedbound. And I think at that point it was then financially, I was like, well, if I'm not working, I'm not making any money. And at that time, I think we only had 2 hairstylists. So it's kind of like they weren't really making enough money for us to kind of make money from. If anything, they were kind of generating enough money that it would pay for our rent, for example.
Of course. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, from that financial stress of like, I was off work, I'm not making any money. Plus,
And
like,
this was only 6 months ago.
This were, 2 years ago. So then with being like the breadwinner as well at home, and then I'm not working, like just like all that stress and, you know, all of the things that were kind of happening at the time, I was just like, right, something needs to change. Like we were both working 50 plus hours on the floor, plus doing all of the business admin, you know, staff meetings and all of that in our personal time, like, and then marketing. Like I was really big on my social media when I first started, which obviously really helped build my clientele, but it's so time consuming. Yeah. And anyway, so I was just like, right, something needs to change. I can't physically do this anymore. Like I'm bedbound, I can't move. And again, Christina was like on board as well, because she was, you know, kind of getting over working all of the hours as well. So we shifted the business into a company, and then we decided to cut back our hours, reduce our time on the floor. So we reduced our time to just being 3 days on the floor, and then we'd have 2 days admin. So we were actually working full time, but doing our admin within the working hours, not in our personal time. And it's actually amazing. It was scary at the time because we were making way more money sole trader, but we just knew long-term sustainability that wasn't going to last. And we just kind of had to take that kind of financial hit first, time and energy into the business to make it grow. So again, fast forward now, like 2 years after, you know, the year after that, we expanded the salon, like more than doubled the size and more than doubled our team, because we actually had the time to sit there and grow the business and work on it and work on our team and things like that. So that's
So you're
then
now,
where
you've changed from working in the business to working on the business, which is where what moves the
exactly,
needle. You've
yeah,
stepped into that salon owner role rather than the
yeah.
stylist that has the business.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like me and Christina, we're so passionate about hair that we still want to do hair. Like we're still actively on the floor doing our own clients, but we're not full time on the floor. So we've actually got that time to
Love it.
train our team, and that's something we're really passionate about as well, is education. And yeah, we just really want to see the business grow in that way. So
Yeah.
also having like a business partner is amazing because we're both the complete opposites. So
Yeah.
she's really good at the people, the staff, the management, and all of the training, and I'm more good at the admin, the marketing, the numbers, and all of that
Yes.
type of thing. So we
Yeah.
work really, really well
The
together.
yin and yang, you
And
need that
yeah,
in a
it's just
business
been
for
able,
sure.
like, I think when we've worked with like coaches and stuff, like, you just need to work on the business, and I just feel like, well, I'm not making money by doing that. I'm making money by doing things hair, but
Yeah.
when you actually do it, you can then, you're going to reap the rewards later.
Of course, I couldn't agree with you more. I love that you've shared all of that because I'm sure that anybody listening will be able to resonate with that on so many levels. Can I ask you, if there was a salon owner that was listening to you right now, and if they were relying on social media or word of mouth marketing, like what would you say to them? If it was like,
Oh,
if they were talking to you versus where before,
yeah.
because you were on the fence for a while with us, because
Yes.
we met at the L'Oreal masterclass, and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
just not sure, like, but you were on the fence
Yeah.
for a year. It was 18 months
Yeah.
even, I think it was, before you
Yeah. I
actually
think
fully
it
dove
was.
in. So, like, if you were to talk to your previous self as somebody that was
Mm.
on the sidelines of how you used to market your business, what would you say to them now?
You've just got to take the leap of faith. Like
Mm.
I did see it as a gamble because at the end of the day, I didn't know it was going to work.
Yeah, of course.
So it's kind of like, again, because I'm all numbers and finance and things like that, I was just like,
Yes.
right, okay, well, how much is this going to cost us? Can we afford to, invest that money? Let's just say we're
Yeah.
not even going to get any return on it. Can we afford just to give it a go and let's try? And even
Yeah.
if we break even, that's better than being minus, right? So I
Yeah.
just kind of worked out the finances and was just like, right, we just need to try it. We've done the meta. We've done that for like 2 years now. We just need to elevate and just grow more as a business. And then, good businesses, obviously they do have marketing all the time. It's not just like, oh, you just turn
It's
it
not
on
something you
when
turn
you
on and
want
off.
to.
It's like it's an always on
Yeah.
thing that it's a
And I think it's
huge
just
part of
learning
the
that as
function.
well. Yeah, just learning that you do. It's another like outgoing part of your business. Like it's just like your rent. It's just like your electricity, your water. Like it's
Yes.
just one of
But
those things. If you
but
want
it's
to
one of those
grow,
expenses that if it does well, it pays for itself and you make profit on top, which is what you're seeing.
well, that's
Like,
it. Yeah. So I
yeah.
think again, if I was just talking to, we were at a L'Oreal like conference in Brisbane not too long ago, and I think it was a few days before you did the online Pro Connect
Yeah.
session. And yeah, someone was just like, "Oh, Kerry, can I talk to you? Are you the owner of Coastal Blondes, like online
Yeah, with
education?" And
L'Oreal.
like,
Yeah.
is it worth it? Like, what should I do it? And I was like, oh, 100% just do it. Just do it. Don't even think about it. Like, just do it. And I
No.
think the thing that like I like about you guys as well is that you are industry specific now. So, it's not like you just go into someone who's just a generic Google marketer and they
Yeah.
do all the businesses. It's kind of like you're specializing now in the hair industry. So,
Mm-hmm.
you're knowing what the keywords are for what
Yes.
people are searching and things like
Well,
that.
we're
So
the ones
I
coming
think
to you saying, like, do you want to target nanoplasty? And what about the gloss treatments and smooth hair for summer and all the
yeah,
things?
that's it. And it's just like obviously more and more like, I know you guys aren't hairdressers, but obviously because you're industry specific, you're understanding the terminology of the words that we use in hairdressing. So you know what nanoplasty is now, and you know what a gloss is, and things like
Yeah.
that. So then I can communicate that, and then you know what it is. I don't have to explain it to you. So yeah, so I definitely, if you're thinking about it, you just need to do it. Like it is a little bit of a gamble, but it will pay off. Like there's no doubt about it. It will pay off. If you want to succeed and you want to grow, this is just something you need to do.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I'll pay you later. Jokes. So obviously, tell us about the long-term vision. Now, obviously, you have a steady flow of clients coming through the doors. Your ideal client coming through the doors. Your stylists are fully booked. Tell us what's next. Like, what's like? Because I believe you're working on a few exciting projects as well. If you want to share that with everyone.
Yeah, so like we've thought about it a lot, and we're always just wanting to grow and expand, and because if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. So we've really thought about it, and we're really happy with the space that we've got. So we're not wanting to open a second salon or anything like that. We just want to just build this really stable, solid team with really great clients and things like that. So we're really happy with where we're at now. Again, we've got a lot of growth that we can to build in that salon, get more extensions and things like that. So that's awesome. But what our next project is we're actually creating our own hair extension range. Our own hair extension brand. So it's going to be completely separate to Coastal Blondes. So it's going to be called Curated Hair. Curated Hair Supplies is the actual business name, but we'll be trading it's Curated Hair. So the reason behind the name is because we actually curated these hair extensions. So it's not we're just buying it from China online, like, oh yeah, that looks good, let's just get them in salon. We're starting off with keratin bonds first. And we've actually made the bonds specifically to a certain size and thickness, and we've actually got the hair at a certain thickness. We've trialed and tested and product development to make sure that we've got the best hair, the best keratin, and the best colors. So that's where we're kind of going. And then next year we started it in the salon already, because obviously we're wanting to trial and test it on our clients. However, next year our goal is to start offering education. So I actually used to be an educator for hair extensions a few years ago. So it's something I'm super passionate about as well. And I think just from seeing clients in the salon, but also seeing online, there's so many cowboy hair extensionists out there, and tradies. It's actually quite scary. And a lot of people can apply hair extensions. You could apply hair extensions. If I taught you, Sonja, you could apply them. It's actually not that hard. But to actually understand the health of the hair and the scalp is a completely different ballgame. Yes. My mission and passion in this is going to be educating people and stylists on the correct and the safe application of hair extensions, but also then having a high quality product to go with that. The hair is just the most natural looking hair, because I think that's also another thing. You can get cheap hair, and again, you can get that from anywhere now, but it doesn't look natural and it looks cheap.
I know. And you see it and you can tell straight away. Yeah. And that's an incredible goal to have, because there are so many stylists that want to crack into the hair extension industry. So that's really, really amazing that you're doing that. And tell me, just to wrap things up, love, for anyone that is listening who's in your area and wants to experience what you do, where can they find you? Where is the best place to contact you? What would you say?
You can jump on our website, so coastalblondes.com.au, or you can contact us through our socials. So there's at Coastal Blondes, or there's Kerry_Coastal Blondes if you want to chat to me personally. And or just give us a call or drop by the salon in Mooloolaba.
Yeah, and honestly, your salon is absolutely luxe. I haven't been there yet. But thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Kerry, and thank you for being such an incredible client. The team and I just adore working with you. We just want more of Kerry's, please, because all of our salon owner clients are just so easy to work with. It's fabulous. But thank you so much, darling. And it was lovely to have you on today. And I will see you on the next meeting.
Yep. See you soon. Thanks, Sonja.
Thank you, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If today's episode spoke to your salon soul, then hit subscribe so you don't miss the next round of strategy and support. For more help filling your books without the burnout, then check the show notes and you'll find a link to the Search Republic, where we build simple Google strategies that actually work. And if we're not already connected, come and say hi to me on the gram at Sonja the Search Queen, and I'd love to hear what landed for you today.